ॐ गणानाहं त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्य स्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
नमस्ते महोदय। शारदा राजन् भगिनी।
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु मामभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेन तश्च्यवन्ति ते।
गुड।
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान् पितृन्याति पितृवृताः भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्याः यान्ति मद्याजिनोऽपि माम्।
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय।
यस् मैम। पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयं भूमे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्त्युपहृतं भक्त्युपहृतं अश्नामि प्रयत्मनः
तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम् अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः।
तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम् अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः।
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि यज्ञुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्त पश्यसि कौन्तेय तत्पुरुषो मदुषणम्।
तत्कुरुष्व।
यत् पश्यसि कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्।
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः सन्न्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि।
Good. So we'll go to the next sloka. New sloka for today. Yeah.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी।
समोहं सर्वभूतेषु
समोहं सर्वभूतेषु समोहं सर्वभूतेषु
न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः
न मे द्वेषो न मे समय कोई समय न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः।
समोहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः
समोहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः समोहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः।
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी। K. Lalita Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम् मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम् ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
समोहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः
Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम् ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Good. Next.
Vijay Lakshmi R Bhagini.
First line 2 times.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyah. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyah.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम् ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Full shloka.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Good. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini. Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir. समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Good. Next.
Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
Good. One more person.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. So 2 slokas before we saw that Bhagavan was telling, Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yate. Whatever you do or whatever you eat, whatever offerings you do, whatever charity you give, whatever austerities you meet, yat tapasyasi, tat kurishva madarpanam. He says that you offer that to me and do it. So we have understood this from the perspective of karma yoga also before. And also from bhakti yoga, we find that the person has got full knowledge of Bhagavan and he is able to do the arpanam, Ishvara arpanam of everything that they do, whether they do some work or whether they eat or whether they do a kind of yajna, whatever they do, they are able to have a connection with God at all these points in time. The next sloka is a Shubha Shubha Palayevam Mokshya Karma Vandanahi. So when a person is able to get connected to God, that means that he is already a karma yogi. Okay. So he may be a sannyasa, yoga yuktatma. In second line, sannyasa, yoga yuktatma. If you look at that way, a sannyasi does not do any karma. Yoga yuktatma is yoga person is a karma yogi. He is a person who does everything with the attitude of karma yoga, and hence he does not get papas and punyas. So what happens? Shubha Shubha Palai Evam. Whether they get a Shubha Palam or a Ashubha Palam, they are not going to be impacted by that, and they are going to get karma bandhanehi mokshyase. They will be also able to get freed or liberated out of karma bandha. So because their attitude is different, and whatever they do, they think that they are doing it with the Ishvara Arpanam, and they are able to Satatam Yoga Yuktana. We have seen that shloka few around 10 slokas before. Nitya Yukta hai Satatam. So always they are connected to Bhagavan in whatever they were doing. Whenever the waking state, whatever they were doing, they were getting connected to Bhagavan. So in which case they are able to get themselves freed of karma bandha, that is bondage of karma. Even the pala, whatever they get, Bhagavan is the pala data. Whatever karma they do, they'll get a palam. But the Shubha or Ashubha palam will not have any impact on them, and they are already beyond that. That's what we saw yesterday. So today he is talking about Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. Sarvabhuteshu, for all the beings, Samaha Aham, I am equal. He says that it is not that somebody comes to me at Tirupati and puts 1 lakh of rupees, I am different to him, and some person is having a small amount of offering they give with love, I am different to him. No. Sarvabhuteshu Samaha Aham. I am equal to everybody. I don't have any partiality. His partiality is a human character, only human character, because animals are also not partial. If you look at a lion is not partial. It says, I am going to kill only buffaloes. No. When it wants to eat whatever is available, it will eat. It has got nothing for a lion, nothing for a buffalo, or nothing against a deer, or nothing for something. No. They are impartial. They are just looking at their food. The only species in the entire world, which is entire creation, which is partial, is human beings. But Bhagavan is beyond that. He says, Samaha Aham Sarva Bhuteshu. For all the people, I am same. Nama Name Dveshyosti Na Priyaha. Na Priyaha. There's nobody whom I love so much. Or there's nobody that I'm going to say that I got Dvesha with them. Me na dveshyaha asti. There's nothing that I have got hatred against or ill will for somebody, or not that I am liking somebody more. He says everybody is equal. All the creation, everything in this universe, samaha aham. Then next stanza he says, ye bhajanti, tu, however, tu means however, ye bhajanti mam bhaktya, the one who is worshipping me with devotion. The devotion and bhakti, we have already understood that bhakti is a devotion with a full knowledge of what God is. Okay, it is not the kind of devotion that bhakti we otherwise understand that whatever we do, we thought it was bhakti. But what Bhagavan says bhakti is that they have a full understanding of God, and then there's an understanding, but maybe they are still not able to fully recognize. So they have this kind of attitude of bhakti. With attitude of bhakti, they do a lot of things, and they request God, Bhagavan, I got so much of devotion for you. Please make me to understand and recognize you better. That is the kind of devotion they have. If you look at all these people who are having bhakti, they know God, they understand God, but they still have difficulty in recognizing God. Now, if you look at that way, there is a big difference between the meaning of understanding and recognition, right? So now all of us also understand the principles, whatever Bhagavan has told in the 7th chapter and the 9th chapter, etc. But recognizing that we have got challenged. So we are in the journey. So that is a devotion. So ye bhajanti mam bhaktya. So whoever is sincerely, devotedly worshipping me, mayi te. That is, they are in me. Mayi means in me. Te. All those sincere seekers with bhakti, knowing me, understanding the principle of God, te mayi, they are in me. And then teshu, in them, aham, cha api aham, in them also, in those people I am there. Which means that we know that the Brahman as well as Atma are non-separate. It is one. The Parabrahman or the Brahman that we talked about and the individual Atma is same. So when you say that I am in them and they are in me, that means that there is a full recognition by the devotee about himself as the Atma, and that Atma is Sarvatma of Bhagavan. So that's what Bhagavan says. So they are in me and I am in them. Te mayi, teshu cha api aham. So he says that I have no kind of special treatment for anybody. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Sama aham sarva bhuteshu. Me na dveshi, de dveshaha asti. Me na priya asti. There is nobody whom is so dear to me or nobody that who is whom I hate. So now if you look at that way, like the way we discussed about worship is for whom? Worship is for not Bhagavan. Worship is for our own selves. Bhagavan is not waiting for somebody to go and do worship. It is our own self in terms of we are trying to worship Bhagavan to understand Bhagavan. So worship is for us. Similarly, all these things, what we are trying to do, we are trying to understand the Atma, self. So when you are going to understand the self, Bhagavan is absolutely indifferent. So only thing is that the individual should take the initiative of knowing the Bhagavan. So Bhagavan says, I have got absolutely nothing. Anybody can be my devotee. I am not going to say that he is a better devotee or another person is a better devotee. Not at all like that. I like everybody. It is not that I like somebody or it is not that I hate somebody. Everybody is equal for me. But Bhaktya, whenever they are going to be fully merged with me, then I think it merges Sarvatma and the Buddha, the initial, the individual Atma, they get merged. That's what Bhagavan says in this. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name deshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite deshu cha api aham. Okay. So he's going to continue this. This sarva bhuteshu, he's going to further explain the next verse.
Bhanurekha Bhagini.
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः
भजते मामनन्यभाक्
भजते मामनन्यभाक् भजते मामनन्यभाक्
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः साधुरेव समन्तव्यः
सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
अपि चेत्सु दुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
ओके अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
काश्मीरा भगिनी गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
Yes. साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
The two lines together.
Yes, sir. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मां sorry. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मां नन्यभाक् भजते मामनन्यभाक्. It is nanyabhak or
Mama Nanya Bak.
mama nanyabhak?
Mam Ananya Bak.
Mama nanyabhak. Okay. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मां नन्य not getting the rada.
Mama Nanya Bak.
मा नन्यभाक्.
Mam
अपि
Ananya. Mam Ananya, Mama Nanya.
मामनन्यभाक्. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्. साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवस्थितो हि सः साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
Full shloka once.
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. Next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. Next.
के ललिता भगिनी
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. One more person.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः.
Good. So in the earlier shloka he said, Samoham Sarvabhutani Name Deshoti na Priyaha. He said that everybody is same. I don't have any kind of partiality for people. Okay. He is not trying to explain that. Acharaha means conducting oneself properly, proper behavior, and proper value system. Acharaha. Duracharaha is a person who is not having proper behavior, does not conduct himself properly. Suduracharaha is a person highly bad in terms of behavior and conduct. Okay. Acharaha, Duracharaha, Suduracharaha is very highly bad in terms of his behavior. What Bhagavan says is that Apichet, in case, suppose there is a person Suduracharaha, he is absolutely a bad behavior, he is not conducting himself properly, such kind of person is there, Bhajate, that person starts worshipping Mam, me, Ananyavag, with not thinking that there's separation between him and me. Okay, Ananyabhag means, Mam Ananyabhag means that he prays to me thinking that I am not in any way separate than him. Then for those people, what Bhagavan says, Saha, that person, Sadhuhu eva mantavyaha. You have to understand that he is also a sadhu, a good person. Samyag vyavasito hi saha. He indeed, saha, that person, samyak vyavasitaha. He has understood it very, very clearly about what is the principle of God, how he has got to get connected. So the doubt arises in all of the mind, all our minds that a bad person and he gets connected to God. Now he says, api, che. Suppose in extreme case, he is like that, but he was considered to be a bad person, but a person has been able to connect himself with Bhagavan. Mamananya Bhag, if he is able to connect with Bhagavan, then he has already transcended the ego. Once he has transcended the ego, then for him that whatever misconduct that he was having, all those things have got to get wiped out. So it is not that a person continues to be bad. A person will also suddenly change. If you look at that way, there are two kinds of things. The conduct and behavior of a person, there are a lot of reasons behind it. It is not necessary that the person has been born bad. Everybody born as a human being, everybody has come with a bag of punyas and papas. A person becomes bad because of some reasons. For example, if you look at Sakuni also, if somebody has, I am sure all of you would have understood the story of Mahabharata, especially Shakuni in detail. If you look at Sakuni, he is characterized as a very, very big villain in the entire Mahabharata. And of course, he was a villain. He had taken all those kinds of actions and decisions and games, everything, in order to be selfish to ensure that his sister's and nephew becomes the emperor. He had done all those bad things. But when you start looking at what prompted Sakuni to behave like that and start understanding the reasons behind it, you'll feel that before that, perhaps that incidence of when Gandhari was taken away by Bhishma for getting married to his married that blind Dhritarashtra, Gandhari was so much loved by Sakuni, and this person is marrying, what is that? She is marrying a blind person. He could not accept that because he loved his sister. Then he thought, though instead of staying in Gandhar, he will rather go and stay with his sister because she is getting married to a blind person, and he also wanted to ensure that just because his brother-in-law is blind, he did not want his brother-in-law to be having some kind of problem in the entire kingdom. So he comes to Hastinapur only with the intention of taking care of his sister. And then he realizes that to commit Hastinapur, he thought that his brother-in-law will become the king. Unfortunately, his brother-in-law could not ascend to the throne. Pandu only ascended to the throne. That was another big setback for him. Then when that happened, and then he thought he'll get back to Gandhar. So he goes back to Gandhara and then again comes back. There's another couple of stories, beautiful stories also in that. He again comes back. Then he decided that if not my brother-in-law because of his handicap, after Pandu's death, I have to do any kind of trickery to ensure that Duryodhana becomes the head. Because he had got insulted. And what happened was that if you look at that way, one was his sister was taken away by Bhishma for getting married to Dhritarashtra. The other thing is that Bhishma came to know that Gandhari had a very problem in her horoscope that when she gets married, her husband will die. So what they had done before the marriage, what they had done was that because to correct those kinds of things in the horoscope, they had married her to a goat. There's some kind of some kind of religious kind of parihara. So they had married her to a male goat, and then the male goat was sacrificed and killed, and then that particular ill woman, whatever she had in the horoscope, is gone. This was not known to Bhishma. So when he came to know about this after the marriage was over with Gandhari, he comes again to Gandhar and he imprisoned everybody, including his father and Sakuni had 100 brothers. All of them were imprisoned. And then they were all in the prison. And Bhishma had also told that every day I'll give you only one meal. You decide amongst yourself whoever wants to eat that meal can eat. But I'll give you only one meal for 101 of you, the father, the king, and 100 sons. Then Bhishma's intention was that these brothers will start fighting and will kill one another. Finally, what happened? The brothers decided that the intention of Bhishma is only to ensure that we're all wiped out. So we'll do one thing amongst us. Sakuni is the most intelligent person. We'll sacrifice our life for the sake of making Sakuni eat. And then he'll be taken back to Hastinapur and let him go and take the revenge. So when you look at that, why I told this story is that not that everybody is bad by birth. Situations make people bad. But when they correct themselves automatically and then they are able to understand the difficulties, challenges, and then understand the righteous manner, Bhagavan says, I am available. That is what we have to understand from this shloka. Then there's one more story. I think some of the people from Tamil Nadu will understand this. Arunagirinathar. He was not, contact was not bad, but he had got some kind of a addiction. He was afflicted with some kind of pleasures. So what he was doing was that he was getting into that was in his blood, and he was not able to come over the addiction. And finally, he gets leprosy, and he decided to commit sacrifice his life by jumping off one of the temples in Tiruvannamalai. Then Lord Muruga Kartikeya gave him some kind of vision, and then Arunagirinathar has made 14,000 compositions in Tamil, which are fantastic compositions. And out of that, some 3,000, 4,000 of those compositions are still there. They are supposed to be excellence in Tamil poetry, and they are set to different kinds of ragas and other kinds of things, ragas and talas, is full of Vedantic teachings. So it is not that somebody is bad forever, but once the situation happens that they are able to correct themselves and then they are able to connect with Bhakti. Arunagirinathar had a tremendous Bhakti for Muruga. He was able to connect himself with Muruga, and then he led a life with 14,000 compositions, which are all classical Vedanta. So what he says is that once they are able to understand me as the God, me means the Brahman as a God, Bhajate Mama Ananyaba, then they are able to not look at me as a separate person. Sadhu Revasa Mantavyaha. You have to understand that he is also sadhu, a good contact person. And these people have understood well. Samyak Vyavasito hi saha. So these people have understood the tattva very well. Though they may be apiche suduracharaha. Though there could have been bad contact people at some point in time. But once this thing happens, all those things go away. Like the way we say that, no, jnanatmi datta karmanam. Once you are able to get the knowledge, all your karmas go away. Your past karmas of punyas and papas also get burned. Similarly, when somebody is able to get connected, then durachara also goes away. That is the meaning of this shloka. So he says that I don't have anything that I saw. Deshosti na priyaha. I'm not going to be selfish or I'm not going to be partial to somebody in terms of showing my affection or hatred about some of the people. He says, I am absolutely impartial. No, dveshyosti na priya. Na dveshya na priyaha. Okay, next.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
Kshipram bhavati dharmatma.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा
शश्वश्चान्तिं निगच्छति
शश्वश्चान्तिं निगच्छति शश्वश्चान्तिं निगच्छति
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा shashvachantin nigacchati.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति
Good.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि
न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति
Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वतशान्तिं निगच्छति क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वतशान्तिं निगच्छति
Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Next.
वीणा फानी श्री भगिनी
All the lines once.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छन्ति न निगच्छति कौन्तेय
Shantim. Actually, shashva shantim. The sha becomes cha. Shantim means peace. Shashva shantim nigacchati.
शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Good. Next.
श्री लक्ष्मी भगिनी
The entire sloka once slowly.
Yes, sir. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
Good. Next.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Good. Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति
Good. One more person.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
Good. So we were talking about Durachara person in the previous sloka. The Durachara person, if he once he is able to get connected with Bhagavan, understanding Bhagavan, then what happened? He is also becomes a sadhu. Sa sadhu reva mantavyaha. We have to agree and understand that he is also a sadhu. So then what happens? A person who was a durachara or adharma person has become a dharmatma. He has become a dharmatma. So kshipram bhavati shantim. That person will be able to quickly get the inner peace. Okay, kshipram bhavati dharmatma. For that dharmatma, kshipram immediately shashvat shantim, eternal peace. Shashpadam shantim, eternal peace. Nigachati, immediately he starts getting the eternal peace. So earlier he was non-conformist. He was absolutely a bad conduct person. But there has been certain situations that was making him to be bad. Then he has changed himself. Once he has changed and he is able to understand the principle of God and get connected, immediately he is able to get the eternal peace. Ashvat chantim nigachati. Kaunteyam Radijani. Please, Arjuna, please understand it for certain, know it for certain. And another thing is, me bhakta na prayashyati. My devotees will never be destroyed. If the person has got understanding of knowledge of Bhagavan and understanding of Bhagavan thoroughly, Bhakta me bhakta na pranashyati. They will never get destroyed. They'll only start moving spiritually better and then they'll start merging with me once and for all. A bhakta may be, considered to be a person who has understood God, and this knowledge of God is there, but they're struggling to have a recognition. So those bhaktas will start praying to God to help them to recognize the Bhagavan, recognize the Atma. They have understood. Now, if you look at that way, with 9 chapters that we have read, we also have understood broadly about Brahman, Atma, Sarvatma, Samadarshinaha, Karma Yogam, but we still have difficulty in terms of recognizing the inner divinity within ourselves. So then, when they become a bhakta with that understanding, they become a bhakta. So when they become a bhakta, then they're connecting to God even by offering patram, putpam, param, toyam. Also, they are offering anything. Whatever they do in the world of things, they are only karma yogi and then connected with God. Their prayer is that please make me understand and recognize you. So they become the bhakta. And those bhaktas, Bhagavan says, when they are already in this particular zone, na pranashyati, they will never be destroyed. They will only further progress. Next.
K. Lalita Bhagini.
Mam hi parthavyapashtritya.
Mam hi partha vyapasritya. Mam hi partha vyapasritya.
Ye pisyuh papayonayah.
Ye pisyuh papayonayah. Ye pisyuh papayonayah.
Mam hi parthavyapashtritya. Ye pisyuh papayonayah.
Mam hi partha vyapasritya. Ye pisyuh papayonayah. Mam hi partha vyapasritya. Ye pisyuh papayonayah.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Triyo vaishyasthatha shudraha.
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः
Tepi yanti parangatim.
तेऽपि यान्ति पराङ्गतिम् तेऽपि यान्ति पराङ्गतिम्
Triyo vaishyasthatha shudraha. Tepi yanti parangatim.
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति पराङ्गतिम् स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
मां हि पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः
मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः.
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्
स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्. स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
Full shloka once.
Sir. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य तेऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्.
Good. So we go to this shloka also. It's again extension of whatever we discussed. It is clarifying with some more contextual understanding. So he Partha, okay, indeed Partha, indeed Arjuna, Mam Vyapashtritya. Vyapashtritya means taking refuge in me, surrendering to me. Ye api, those people, even though Syu Papa Yoneyaha, even though they are born in families of lower levels of conduct. They have Papa Yoneyaha means at the time of birth, somebody might have been born in different families. So he says that even if a person has been born in a family of wrong conduct, but if the person is able to understand me and surrender to me, okay, and Papa Yoneyaha can also may be understood as we are all people, human beings, getting a life of a human being is supposed to be durlabham. Jantunam narajarmam durlabham. So there are a lot of things that is also in animal kingdom. If you look at that way, elephants are there, worms are there, insects are there, birds are there. But again, they are all of a lower level of birth compared to human being. So they can also be called, they could not take a human form because they had got a Papa Yonaya. their source of life was from a papa. Because of papa, they have gone into that kind of thing. But despite being papa yoneyaha, if you look at Gajendra, an elephant, it was able to pluck a lotus and offer it to Bhagavan, and then it was freed of the crocodile. So Gajendra Moksham, we heard of that. Then being Jatayu being an eagle, Papa Yoneyaha, it was able to understand Bhagavan and it was able to get liberation. So that is another thing. Here Hanuman, though he was not a part of the human species, he was a Rama Bhakta, Rama Duta. He was also liberated. He is also a Chiranjeevi as of today. So it does not mean that only those people who are doing yajna and who are Brahmins and then who are doing so many things, etc., only will be eligible to know me and then get liberated. Even they are Papa Yonis, if they are able to understand me and then surrender to me, they are also able to get themselves liberated. Yanti Parangatim. And then there's also another thought in our society that generally all these people, only Purushas will be able to get this kind of moksha, etc. He says that Purushas or Brahmins are the only one who are all blessed, Lord, they think. He says, no, Striya, even women can get liberated. Vaishyas, though Vaishyas, if you look at that way, Vaishyas are primarily people who are business minded. They will do anything to sell their product. Even sometimes they go to the extent of giving you a false promise or false assurance and sell a product. Even that is a duracharaha. So even those kinds of people, or even Shudras who are not able to have an understanding of anything, they got a kind of total ignorance of understanding of things. But still, if they are able to start understanding this Bhagavan and then they are able to pray to Bhagavan, whoever it may be it a person who is a family of improper contact or any kind of animal kingdom kind of stuff also, or a woman, or a Vaishya, or a Shudra, it is immaterial. Anybody, any kind of living being which is having an Atma will be able to get liberated, provided they are able to understand God and then able to surrender to God and then able to have devotion to God. Yeah, Yanti Parangatim, they'll be able to achieve the supreme abode they'll be able to achieve. That is, understanding oneself is that they are able to have a Jivan Mukti. They are able to dissolve themselves into the Atma and Paramatma just get merged. That is what is the Paramgatim. It is not like going to Vaikuntha, etc. It is the merger of the Atma with Paramatma. Paramatma is there only. But once you understand that Atma is Paramatma, it's all merged. That's it. The sea, the river has gone into the sea and then merged. You cannot make, oh, this is the river or this is the sea. They got just merged. That's what is the thing. Okay. Next. Hello.
Yes, Mahodaya. Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Yes.
Kim punar brahmana punyaha.
Kim punar brahmana punyaha. Kim punar brahmana punyaha.
Bhakta rajashrayasthata.
Bhakta rajashayastata. Bhakta rajashayasthata.
Kim punar brahmana punyaha. Bhakta rajashrayasthata.
Kim punar brahmana punyaha. Bhakta rajashayastata. Kim punar brahmana tarshayastata.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Anityamasukhallogam.
Anityamasukhallokam. Anityamasukhallokam.
Imam prapya bhajasvamam.
Imam prapya bhajasvamam. Imam prapya bhajasvamam.
Anityamasukhallokam. Imam prapya bhajasvamam.
Anityamasukhallokam. Imam prapya bhajasvamam. Anityamasukhallokam. imam prapya bhajasva mam.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
Kim punarbrahmana punyaha bhakta rajashrayasthatha.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Anityamasukhallokam imam prapya bhajasva mam.
अनित्यमसुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम् अनित्यमसुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Good. Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. Kim punarbrahmana punyaha bhakta rajarshayastadha anityamasukhallokam imam prapya bhajasva mam.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yes, sir. Kim punarbrahmana punyaha bhakta rajashayastata anityamasukhallokam imam prapya bhajasva mam.
Good. Next.
Vijayalakshmi R Bhagini.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणा पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनित्यमसुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Good. Next.
Sheela Shinde Bhagini.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणा पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनित्यं सुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणा पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनित्यमसुखं लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनिन्यमकमसुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. He was talking about Papa Yonayah. He also talked about Durachara, all those things he has talked. He said everybody will be able to reach me once they have the knowledge, once they have the bhakti. Now he is continuing. What to talk about? Kim Punar Brahmanaha, that is Brahmins who have already got a very good birth. It is believed that, some people are Papa Yonayah, somebody is able to get this kind of a birth also. They are lucky people among the births. That's what they say. So he says Brahmanaha, Punyaha, those people who had also been having enough amount of punya in the last birth and they are able to again get born this time. So those people, bhaktas, devoted people, Raja Rishis like Janaka, etc. Okay. So when we had talked about all those kinds of people who had some kind of a difficult starting, Papa Yonaya and Durachara people had a hard start. They had a difficult start. But these people have got a better start in the life itself because they have been born in a good family. Bhagavan has assured, no, in the earlier 4th chapter or 6th chapter, I think is assured that once you are in this journey, it is my responsibility to ensure that you will be born in a good family, a family of panditas, family of wealthy people, family where it will be conducive for you to pursue your spiritual growth. He has already committed. So these people, whether they are brahmanas or bhaktas or punya people, Rajarishi, all these people, however you may call them, where are they? They are in this earth. This earth, once you are born, life is not eternal. Once you have a birth date, there is going to be a death date. So it is anityam. It is not shashvatam. Anityam. So those people also, they got this body. Once it is born, it has got to fall. So anityam. Asukham. Asukham means it is not that life is always going to be hunky dory. You will always have problems. Life is a samsara. So once you are born, you have to face your prarabdha, which is a mixed bag of punya and papa, and eternity is not there. So anityam and asukam lokam, you have to face in this world, anityam and asukam. So imam prapya, you will get only this imam prapya. On getting all these things, whether you are going to be a Rajarishi or a Brahmana or anybody, but you have been born in this anityam asukam world, and whether you are going to be a Durachara person or a Papa Yone or whatever it may be, Bhajasvamam, you get connected to me and worship me and seek out to me. So, irrespective of that, once you are born in this particular world and you want to get liberated, only thing is that you have to be Bhajasvamam, worship me, pray me. Prayer and worship is, Bhagavan says that by that process, you are going to have an Antakarana Sutti, and the Antakarana Sutti is going to help you in terms of making the recognition of me because you have understanding of God. So now we have to talk, when we talk about you, Bhajasvamam means when you do that, we have to understand that we are going to worship and seek Him with the knowledge of God. Still, we are not able to recognize, and we'll try to strive ourselves to recognize Bhagavan, which is our Antaratma. That is the understanding of this sloka. Okay, I think I'll take the last sloka also quickly. It's a very simple sloka. All of you will be able to quickly understand that. Yeah.
Vijayalakshmi R. Bagini.
Manmana bhava madbhakta, Manmana bhava madbhakta.
Manmana bhava madbhaktah, Manmana bhava madbhaktah.
Madhyaji man namaskuru.
Matyaji man namaskuru, Matyaji man namaskuru.
Manmana bhava madbhakta, Madhyaji man namaskuru.
Manmana bhava madbhaktah, Matyaji man namaskuru. Manmana bhava madbhaktah, Matyaji man namaskuru.
Good. Next.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
Mame vaishyasi yukvaivam.
Ame vaishyasi yukvaivam. Ame vaishyasi yukvaivam.
Atmanam matparayanah.
Anam matparayanah. Atmanam matparayanah.
Mame vaishyasi yukvaivam. Atmanam matparayanah.
Ame vaishyasi yukvaivam. Atmanam matparayanah. Ame vaishyasi yukvaivam. Atmanam matparayanah.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bagini.
Manmana bhava madbhaktah, Madhyaji man namaskuru.
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bagini.
Mame vaishyasi yukvaivam, Atmanam matparayanah.
मामे वैश्यसि युक्तव्यम् आत्मानां मत्परायणः मामे वैश्यसि युक्तव्यम् आत्मानां मत्परायणः.
Good. Next.
Sheela Shinde Bagini.
Full shloka.
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्वैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bagini.
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्वैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bagini.
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्वैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bagini.
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्वैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Good. Next. One more person.
Kashmira Bagini.
Yes. मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्त्वैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. So I think you would have understood the sequence of what he has been teaching in the last few shlokas. And he's wrapping it up now. Man mana bhava. Man means mind. Mana means mind. Mind. Commit your mind to me. Okay, we understood enough in the earlier shloka that we studied. Man mana bhava. Ensure that you are going to commit your mind always to me. Mad bhaktaha bhava. You become my devotee. Man mana bhava. Mad bhaktaha bhava. Madhyaji bhava. You become a person who is going to worship me. Madhyaji bhava. Man namaskuru. You namaskuru. You worship, you salute me. You do namaskarams to me. Or you surrender to me. Manmana bhava. Mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji. Mam namaskuru. Atmanam evam yuktva. Atmanam eva yuktva. Prepare yourself in this way. Atmanam, yourself. Evam, this way. That is manmana bhava mad bhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru. In this way, prepare yourself. If you do the preparations like that, then what is the outcome of that? Mame eshyasi. Mam eva eshyasi. You will be able to reach me. You will be able to gain me. You will be able to attain me. Mam eva eshyasi matparayana. That you will be able to achieve the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is what? Merging the Atma with Paramatma. So manmana bhava mad bhaktaha madhyaji man namaskuru mame vaishyati yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanah. So I'm sure all of you would have got the meaning of this, because we discussed many of those things in the earlier shlokas. And he has told, commit yourself in mind to me, be my devotee, worship me, salute me and surrender to me, and prepare yourself, Atmanam, you prepare yourself for all these four things, attributes of mana, bhakti, etc. Then you will be able to reach me and achieve the Paramam Gati Mat Parayana. You will be able to reach my own abode, which is the ultimate abode for all the souls. Okay. So now somebody can chant this.
Vijay Lakshmi R Bagini.
Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Sauvade Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogo Nama Navamodhyayah.
Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Sauvade Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogo Nama Navamodhyayah.
Next class we'll do the revision of these 5 shlokas, 6 shlokas that we took today. So I'll quickly chant it and we'll close today's class. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham अपि चेत्सु दुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्चान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति मां हि पार्थौ व्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्राः तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम् किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्याः भक्ता राजश्रयस्तथा अनित्यमसुखल्लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व मां मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः मध्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि युक्तैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः ॐ तत्सदिते श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्याया योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगो नाम नवमोऽध्यायः ॐ तत्सत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ओम् श्री